In today's wrap-up, according to the Ukrainian Ministry of Health, the positive dynamics of the Covid-19 situation in Armenia convinced Ukraine to allow more freedom of movement for people traveling from Yerevan to Kiev. The Armenian National Assembly voted 80 to 28 on September 4 to adopt a government-proposed package that will allow to not extend the state of emergency after it comes to an end on September 11. For the first time since the worldwide COVID-19 crisis started, the Ministry of Health of Ukraine has ranked Armenia in the category of their green zone countries list. The Ukrainian Ministry of Health stated that they took into account the positive dynamic of the situation related to COVID-19 in the Republic of Armenia to justify this decision. This means that passengers arriving from Armenia to Ukraine have the right to enter the country without isolating themselves at their arrival or taking the COVID-19 PCR test if they have stayed in Armenia or within another country from the green category during the last 14 days prior their arrival in Ukraine. On September 4, the Armenian National Assembly voted 80 to 28 to adopt a government-proposed package that will not allow it to extend the state of emergency after it comes to an end on September 11. Instead, the legislative amendments will allow it to declare a quarantine. According to the draft submitted by the government, quarantine can be announced in case of infectious diseases imported into the territory of Armenia, in case of danger of their spread, outbreak, and pandemic, and a state of emergency resulting from them. Quarantine can be established at the suggestion of an authorized state body in the field of health by a governor or the mayor of Yerevan or by the government in different areas. Armenia declared a state of emergency on March 16 after the COVID-19 outbreak in the country. Since then, the Republic has extended it 5 times. In CivilNet Special, CivilNet interviewed Anna Ohanyan, professor of political sciences and international relations at Stonehill College. According to her, Belarusians can learn a lot from Armenia's revolution. Ohanyan spoke to CivilNet's Emilio Cricchio about the comparisons of the protest movement in Belarus and Armenia, as well as future developments and Russia's role.
In terms of, I think, the key difference between the two is the strength and the depth of Armenia's civil society. Armenia had longer periods, a lot more scars, if I could put it this way, in mobilization. Armenia actually, in academic scholarship, was always classified as a stable, competitive, authoritarian system, but interestingly, also a country with the highest levels of mass mobilization against their governments. Armenians already knew by the time the Velvet Revolution erupted that if you congregate in a public square, security forces will be more successful in dispersing you. So they developed as a result an organizational flexibility, moving from square to square. In the case of Belarus, the civil society since Lukashenko came to power in 1994 has been crushed and obliterated. So that is a huge disadvantage for the people, for the protesters, because they're weak organizationally.
In Armenia, Lebanese and Syrian restaurants have flourished throughout time. CivilNet's team met with the owners of 3 eateries who moved to Yerevan at different periods of time and asked them about Middle Eastern specialties and the challenges in Armenia.